flight crew members. This is the final flight director's go for launch.
Elon Musk just bought the tool that writes your code, and he's using it to build the brain for Starship. That tool cost him $60 billion, not a rocket, not a satellite, a code editor. And if you think that sounds crazy, keep watching because this move is going to change everything. 4 days, that's all it took. SpaceX went public on 12 June 2026 in the biggest IPO in stock market history. $18.57 billion raised in a single day. The stock opened at $150, jumped to $161, a 19% gain on day one. Bigger than Saudi America, bigger than Alibaba, the biggest ever.
It was the largest IPO that ever. And let me tell you, if people had told me this was gonna happen, I was like, man, you must be smoking some really good crack. Give SpaceX less than a 10% chance of succeeding at all.
And then 4 days later, they bought Cursor. Now, if you don't know Cursor, here what it is. It's an AI code editor. You type in plain English and it writes code for you. It's like having a genius programmer sitting next to you 24/7. Developer at Stripe, Adobe and Nvidia love it. Even Nvidia's own CEO Jensen Huang called it his favorite enterprise AI service. By early June 2026, Cursor revenue had hit $4 billion a year. It went from $100 million to $4 billion in revenue in just 18 months. That's insane growth. So why does SpaceX want this thing? But SpaceX couldn't just write a check for $60 billion company. They needed a massive pile of cash first, and that's where the biggest IPO in history comes in. And here's the thing. This $85 billion they just raised, it's just the down payment on $26 trillion bet that hinges entirely on the code editor they just bought. Here's the truth, SpaceX is not just a rocket company. It never was. SpaceX already merged with Elon Musk AI company xAI earlier this year. That deal folded Grok, the colossal supercomputer, and the entire AI division into SpaceX, the new brand SpaceX AI. But here's the problem. xAI was a mess. All 11 of Musk's co-founders had left by March 2026. Everyone left. SpaceX wasn't just buying a tool, they were buying a rescue mission. Grok had multiple public controversies. The AI division was burning billions. In Q1 2026 alone, SpaceX spent $7.7 billion just on AI, and yet it wasn't producing a product that could compete with Anthropic, OpenAI or Google. Cursor is what xAI could never build on its own. And here's the genius part of this deal. SpaceX paid with stock, not cash. This deal was so cheap for SpaceX, it basically cost them nothing compared to what the company is worth. After the IPO, SpaceX stock was flying. They used that momentum to cover a $60 billion acquisition. It's like buying a house with money that's worth more today than it will be tomorrow. But this goes even deeper. Look at what SpaceX told investors in its IPO filing. They see a $26 trillion opportunity in AI, almost the entire global addressable market. They are calling it there. And the Cursor deal is how they plan to start capturing it. They have already been teaching this AI together behind the scene for months, a model that they plan to release inside both Cursor and the Grok chatbot. Think about what that means. The same AI that helps a developer write code today could be the same AI that designs rocket part tomorrow, that trains system for Starship, that writes the software for autonomous Mars mission. This is the SpaceX operating system. Imagine Cursor AI right now. You can watch it generate code in real time. But instead of a web app, it's generating a rocket thrust algorithm that the future SpaceX is building towards. And it starts today with a code editor. Now here's what this means for you, whether you are a developer, a student, or just someone watching the future happens in real time. The tools you use to build software are now owned by the most powerful company on earth. SpaceX has 82% voting control by Elon Musk. They are burning cash to win AI, and they just made the largest acquisition of a VC-backed startup in history. The question isn't whether this changes tech. The question is, are you paying attention? Because The people who understand what SpaceX was doing before everyone else, those are the ones who will be ahead of the curve. This is the moment, don't miss it.